Well, Ben, thank you for joining me as ever on game day. And it's back-to-back goalless draws here at Portman Road. Your thoughts on a point against Oxford United?
Yeah, well, it was better. I know we're starting off on a very, very low on the bar there in terms of saying it's better. And I think, every Town fan can see at least that we, strung a few passes together, created some chances and looked a lot more solid at the back. So encouraging signs. Just talking about the game in isolation, I don't want to get too much into everything else that's been going on this week. That's been covered by a lot of better people than myself that are much more well informed. But yeah, the game, I think we started, sort of a bit scrappy to begin with, which gets to be expected, making all those changes. But I do like Toto and Wilson at the back, as long as Toto can not do those ridiculously rash challenges that he seems to enjoy doing. If he can get that out of his game, he does look like a solid centre half, like no nonsense. And with Wilson doing the same, we do look a lot better at the back. And I think Holy as well today he just seemed to come and claim a lot more. Sometimes he looks a bit uncertain, but he claimed everything in the air, which was very positive. Ken Lock, I think, again, another decent performance. I never really liked Chambers at right back. He did okay. He gives away the ball probably too much than I think all of us would want him to. But again, I still just think he's a centre half. Midfield was all right. Again, a bit scrappy, difficult to get going. But look, we're starting off, I feel like a bit of ground zero almost, trying to fit something together, trying to get a few good performances together. And we did go a bit longer, a bit more direct. And personally, I don't mind if that gets us to a few better results than trying to play it out at the back. I just quite frankly don't think we're good enough. We don't have any good enough players to play it around at the back in League One against the high press or against pitches that don't suit that style of play. Like, let's just get it forward. Norwood is just such a handful. If he can stay fit, then maybe we can have a good end to the season, regardless of who's in charge. I do think that guy, Norwood, is absolutely paramount to any success we can possibly have, because he is an absolute pain in the arse to defend against, and he will help create chances, not just for himself, but for other players around him. Touching on a few other players, I thought Parrott was okay, gave away the ball too much. Bennett, again, he's in and out. And it'd be fantastic if we could play Judge at number 10 instead of playing him out wide, because he's not a wide player. But better. Portman Road looked nice in the sunshine. I don't feel as awful as I did after Tuesday night, and I think whatever happens this week, at least we can see that we've done okay today. And yeah, it's just okay. It's a draw against Oxford. It's okay.
Okay then, John. Welcome back as always to game day on February session. Not bad today. A goalless draw against Oxford. Your thoughts? Not getting too carried away, but better than Tuesday night, of course.
Well, it didn't take much to be better than Tuesday night, to be fair. I could have put rusty knitting needles through my testes, and that would have been better than Tuesday night. Yeah, mildly better. A more rugged performance, a bit more character, a bit more grit and determination. I think I've just seen David Flisher tweeted out something like, that's the bare minimum of what you should expect. And I agree with him on that. Probably for me, James Wilson, edge man of the match, because he gave his typical kind of what it says on the tin defending in a game like that, where he did what he needed to do. He won the ball, he mopped things up, he made NCR look probably a better player than he can sometimes be. NCR didn't give a penalty away. I didn't want to say it, but as soon as I saw the team sheet, I was thinking, well, that's going to happen. Strange choice of lineup, I thought. Just to drop Wolfenden and McGuinness in one fell swoop surprises me. I'm not disappointed to see Wilson back in the team by any means, but to drop them both seems quite harsh, unless they're both injured. It wasn't good though, was it? I mean, both sides had half chances, and we did okay. As an isolated game, as a one-off game, you would settle for a 0-0 with Oxford. But unfortunately, in the run of form that we're in, and the run of games that we're in, shush, Ziggy, the 0-0 with Oxford isn't good enough when the full come up on Tuesday and scoring goals. So, better, but not great.
Well, Segs, thank you for joining me as ever on game day. It's a goalless draw. Again, this time against Oxford. Your thoughts, my friend, as ever.
It was better performance, more enjoyable, much better than Tuesday. It's a point, I thought we were really, really good. I wouldn't go that far, but no, I'm not happy with the point. It's another promotion contender that we've not beaten. It's another one to add to the list. I know they've already on the list, but it's another game that we can add to the list where we can say it's another team that we haven't beat when we should be beating them if we want to go up. Like I say, it was better. Arguably, we should have been perhaps 2-3 up by the hour mark. Norwood hit the post. Parrott had a couple of good chances, but at the end of the day, we've got the point, and they don't matter at the end of the day because it's 0-0 draw, and we're now 12th in the league, which is crazy to think. The size of our club. I know we've been 12th before, but it's lower than where we finished last season. We never hit 12th last season, did we? So it's crazy. That's a crazy thought, to be honest. Wilson come in for me and man of the match. He is our best defender by a stretch in that centre back role. He's done a good role. He's done a good job for us today. He's shown what we've missed. I thought he was brilliant. Toto as well, to be fair to him, was pretty decent. But Keenan he was okay, but I still don't. He does nice stuff, but he doesn't do it enough in terms of winning the game. So it was, the 7 changes as well was just a crazy sign of what the hell's going on here. This is Lambert lottery once again. He was obviously, whether he's gone back to rotation or it's just a last roll of the dice, I'm not sure. But, it's 7 changes crazy for today's game, especially against a side who have won 9 out of the last 12 since we played them. So, but yeah, I'm not happy. I'm hoping he goes soon still. I feel like he's a dead man walking. We're getting the little bit of the bubbly ready just for whenever Evans decides to sack him. We'll see.
Oh, David, thank you for joining me as ever on game day, and it's back-to-back goalless draws here at Portman Road. This time against Oxford United. Your thoughts as ever, my friend?
One, I suppose, grudgingly, I will say it was better than Northampton. But if you're judging your performances on the basis of not being as bad as you were against Northampton, then we've got a long way to go before we're vaguely competitive. Overall, I thought it was shit, frankly. We competed. We tackled and we competed. And that's sort of the best you can say, really. Norwood is isolated. I mean, he spent so long time going wide to pick things up. Bennett's, he's got all the flick-overs and he can do trickery, but he hasn't got an end product. I don't see what Parrott brings to the side at all. Doesn't help that he's sitting in the wrong position. So, I mean, everything that Millwall fans said about Parrott, I think is true. He's raw. He may have potential, but I'm not seeing it. No, I mean, the highlight is seeing Wilson back in the side. He had a really good game. He was calm, cleared things up, he did things. So pleased with Wilson back in the side. Pleased that we were competitive, but that really is the very minimum we should be expecting, quite frankly. And if I was leaving the ground, then I wouldn't be in a positive frame of mind after a performance like that. It was dour and it was hard working. But that's the sort of thing that you expect a side like Burton or Northampton to do against a decent side, is to be dour and hard working and try and catch something, which is what we were doing. And we shouldn't be in that position. Our standards should be higher. So no, I remain just as pissed off as I was before, really, with the exception of the fact that it was good to see Wilson back at the side. I also thought that the referee was very lenient with us. The number of times where he waved play on where there was clearly some holding and things going on from us. Was Chambers twice lucky to get away with a penalty shout? I think he possibly was at least one of them. Maybe they're being kind after the last game. Yeah, crap.
Well, Matt, thank you for joining me as ever, my friend, on game day. And as I said to the other guys on game day, it's back-to-back goalless draws. Yay! Yay! Much better, though. Your thoughts on that draw against Oxford United?
Well, I had quite a bit of trepidation today going into this game. They are the in-form side pretty much of the division, and we've been pretty rudderless for the last 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, perhaps. But I thought celebrating a 0-0 draw in Division 3, yes, I understand that sucks. But we are where we are. We're a club in complete turmoil. I've never known it to be this bad. But we had some fight today. We had some dogged determination, which is easy for me to say. I liked the shape. I liked the way that we set up today. Very, very surprised by all of the changes. I'd seen the rumours online of the people that leaked the formation, which, to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of. I don't think we should be putting things like that on social media. It's fine to share it within WhatsApp groups or whatever. But yeah, I thought all the players coming in gave a pretty good account of themselves. I've always been a massive James Wilson advocate. I just think he's solid, no nonsense, just gets the job done. A little bit sceptical of him playing alongside Toto. I'm pretty sure the manager mentioned the fact that Wolfenden was potentially injured. I know there's a lot of rumours that he's part of this bomb squad. Not a phrase I'm a huge fan of, but I think when you consider, and I'm always a realist, and I'm happy to point that out to people, as helpful or as unhelpful as it is, I think a 0-0 draw today, it's not ideal, but I think it's the best of a bad situation. We look far more dangerous up front today. Miles Kenlock improves after every game. Don't understand why Luke Matheson was dropped for Luke Chambers. However, Chambers made a good account of himself. But the signs are there. Whether or not we are going to be patient with Paul Lambert, I think he's really done the damage this week. So I got a feeling in my bones that we're going to see some change, maybe even tonight. That's not based on any inside information or anything like that. I've just got a feeling, and I really hope this recording ages well.